Yeah, good morning, all of you. So, continuing with your lecture. So, module 2, we were doing various types of losses. So, we were studying attenuation loss. So, if just for your revision, attenuation loss is of three types. Losses are of two types: attenuation loss and dispersion loss. Attenuation loss is again categorized into three. That is your absorption loss, scattering loss, and the third category is bending loss. Under absorption loss, we had seen again that there are three categories: absorption due to atomic defect, intrinsic absorption, and extrinsic absorption. Under scattering, we have linear and non-linear scattering. Under linear, we have Rayleigh and Mee scattering. Under non-linear, we have stimulated Brinol scattering and stimulated Raman scattering. Okay, now coming to the third category of attenuation loss, that is the bending loss. So today we will be studying in detail about the bending loss, the types of bending loss, and then we will be doing some numericals which are asked on bending loss. Okay, so the objective is to learn about the bending loss and types of bending loss, and also how I can reduce the bending loss. It is not that I should be knowing only the types of losses. We should be knowing the methods how I can reduce the bending loss. So continuing with, I just like to draw one diagram. Suppose we are studying fiber optics, but consider this as your road. Okay, so ये एक road है, and here there are people who are entering the road. So this road can be later on your fiber, and the people who are trying to cross this road can be the light rays or the modes of light propagation. So if I want all, suppose right now 3 people are standing over here. If I want all these 3 people to come out at the same time, start means like a running competition. Okay, starting point and end point. So what should be the characteristic of these people who are running? All of them start at the same time, and I want all of them to get the first prize. All of them should come out at the same time. So what should the participants do, or what should be the characteristic of those participants? Yes, please answer.
They should not interfere with each other.
They will not interfere with each other. Yes, they will follow their path. Okay, so I'm not able to draw properly. So they should walk straight. Anything else?
Same speed.
Yes, they should all run at the same speed. Okay, because here they are starting together, then they are in motion. So speed is there, and they are covering this particular distance. So if all of them want to come out at the same time, the speed at which they run should be the same. अगर कोई slow है, तो that person will reach late. Usually what happens in a competition, if one of the person is fast or the fastest, he is the winner. Okay, so if I want all of them to come out at the same time or reach at the same time, the speed should be the same. Now consider the situation ऐसा है. Okay, ये तो straight road था. Now consider ऐसा वाला road है. Okay, and I am not following the running race wala pattern. In running race you have seen, no, when it is more than 100 meter, that whole ground is covered, so the ऐसे circle रहता है, तो जो bend की तरफ रहता है वो थोड़ा आगे खड़ा रहता है, और जो extreme end of the bend रहता है वो आगे रहता है, जो अंदर की bend की तरफ है वो थोड़ा पीछे रहता है. So finally the distance remains the same for all. Okay, but now in my case, what I want, I have now this kind of pattern. Okay, so here I have again the players standing like this. Okay. Now I have not given them कि he will stand at this distance. ऐसा मैंने कुछ दिया नहीं है. All of them are entering at the same time, but my road is like that. This. Okay, and I want all of them to come out also at the same time. Whatever be your position, justice or injustice to anybody. ये बंदा कम डिस्टेंस ट्रैवल करेगा, ये बंदा जो बाहर की तरफ है वो ज्यादा डिस्टेंस ट्रैवल करेगा, वट एवर बी द कंडीशन, बट आई वॉन्ट ideally all of them to come out at the same time. So then what should happen to the speed? यहाँ पे क्या था, the amount of distance covered was same, so the only concern was कि they should maintain the same speed and they should come out at the same time. So only care I need to take that they are running at the same speed. Now here the situation is different. So what challenge I have in this particular case, the second case? I hope you are trying to understand what I'm trying to say. Yes.
Leftmost should have fastest speed. And
This person,
right,
last
yes.
person, all of you agree, should have the fastest speed? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Only 2%, Sadanand and Nilesh, I am teaching,
ma'am.
other are so lazy.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
करके yes, no भी नहीं बोल
Yes,
सकते हो.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, so you agree that this person who is at the, he doesn't have any option. He has to come out along with this first person. So what he has to do is he has to increase his speed. That is the only way in which he can come out along with, suppose this is ray number 1 and this is person number 1 and this is person number 3. Okay, so in normal case, when I'm thinking of a running competition, a person is running, passing through, I have the solution that I have to increase the speed of the person who is farther away. Suppose this is my center point. If I consider this as the center point, तो जो person farther away from the center point है, उसका speed हमें increase करना है. Now, consider the same situation where instead of a road, I have a fiber. And these are various modes of propagation. Okay, don't now think about meridional and skew rays. Consider that these are the modes of lights which are passing through the fiber. Okay, and I want to maintain a perpendicular wavefront at the receiver end. So to maintain a perpendicular wavefront at the receiver end, all the modes should arrive at the receiver at the same time. So for this case, there was no problem because it was a straight fiber. Now this fiber, the second diagram which I have shown, this fiber is subjected, suppose, to a bend. Okay, so due to this bend, okay, what happens is I have this particular situation. So this ray is traveling and it is coming out, but what about the rays which are away from the center? Suppose this is my center. The rays which are away from the center, they have to cover a longer distance compared to the ray which are inside the bend. So the only option that we have seen is I have to increase the speed. Now, what is the speed of this? It is a light ray. So they are traveling at the speed. Now, can they exceed the speed of light? Is it possible?
No, ma'am.
No, they cannot exceed the speed of light. Okay, so because this is a light ray, इससे ज़्यादा कोई speed तो हो ही नहीं सकता. तो फिर ये ray का क्या होगा? It is not able to meet this challenge. So I had to increase the velocity to reach out at the same time, but I cannot increase the velocity. Velocity of light से तो मैं बढ़ा नहीं सकती हूँ. So what will happen is the rays which are away from this bend, I suppose considering this as my inner bend. So the rays which are over here, now I have shown you only the core because lights are propagating through the core. So what happens is the rays which are supposed to have or supposed to increase their velocity and they are unable to do so, those rays will escape into the cladding. Okay, so this is a kind of radiation. तो fiber जैसे ही bend होता है, the rays which are outside the bend, their speed is not able to match with the speed of light, so they escape into the cladding through radiation. So they, and those modes, they escape into the cladding and finally those rays are lost. So this was caused due to bending, so we call it as bending loss, as well as we call it as radiative loss because the light is escaping the fiber through the bending. So we need to take care कि जब we are laying down the fiber, there is an amount of tolerable bend. Okay, वहां तक losses manageable है, but if you still bend the fiber, you can see that the losses will be more, and which is not acceptable. So while we are doing, suppose the practicals in our lab, so what we do is we give you a circular tube kind of thing of various diameters. We give you a fiber cable. So initially you put the cable straight and then you take the output voltage. Then what you do, you bend it. Okay, तो एक ज्यादा बेंड दोगे, एक बड़ा बेंड दोगे. Okay, and then you see how the output is decreasing. Now one question which I will ask you later, I think I have asked earlier also. Suppose यहाँ ऐसा है मेरा bend. Suppose this is the radius of curvature of the bend, and one bend is like this, एकदम bend किया है. So यहाँ पे radius of curvature of the bend is more, and here radius of curvature of the bend is less. तो bending loss किस में ज्यादा होगा, ये वाले में ज्यादा होगा कि ये वाले में ज्यादा होगा?
जिसका रेडियस ऑफ कर्वेचर कम है.
जिसका रेडियस ऑफ कर्वेचर कम है. तो ये बेंड ज्यादा हो गया, जितना ज्यादा बेंड होगा उसका रेडियस ऑफ कर्वेचर कम होगा. Okay, so the losses will be more. So when we have a fiber, they will tell you what is the critical radius of curvature of the bend. Beyond that, if you try, then the losses will be more. देखो bending loss तो होगा ही fiber में, because you lay the fiber along the roadside in a circle रहता है, and then again 4 different routes are there. So fiber will be subjected to bend, but then we have to take care that they maintain the critical radius of curvature of the bend. So based on that critical radius of curvature, we will be doing the numericals. So this was something just for your understanding कि bending loss क्यों हो रहा है, because the path length is increasing. Okay, so to compensate that path length, velocity has to increase, and we cannot increase the velocity of the light rays. So those rays escape the fiber through radiation, and then there are losses in the fiber. So now let us see what is there in the slides. All these points ही रहेंगे घुमा फिरा के. So optical fibers suffer radiation losses at bends or curves on their path. This is due to the energy in the evanescent field at the bend exceeding the velocity of light in the cladding, and hence the guiding mechanism is inhibited, which causes light energy to be radiated from the fiber. The part of the mode which is on the outside of the bend is required to travel faster than that on the inside, so that a wave front perpendicular to the direction of propagation is maintained. So this is what I was escaping. So यहाँ पे, this is the diagram which is given in your book. So this is a curved fiber, and this is the field distribution. So the rays which are over here, they are escaping. So this is the diagram that shows कि some power is lost through radiation. Not all waves are able to maintain a perpendicular wavefront. Okay, so hence the part of the mode in the cladding needs to travel faster than velocity of light in that medium. Part of the mode near the cladding, okay, not in the cladding, travel faster than the velocity of light in that medium. And it is not possible, okay, I cannot exceed the velocity of light. So that mode is lost through radiation. Now the radiation loss can be represented by a formula. So the coefficient of radiation is given by this particular formula. You can note down this formula. So alpha is how I denote the attenuation coefficient. So radiation की वजह से हो रहा है. So alpha r is C1 e raised to minus C2 r, where r is the radius of curvature of the fiber, and C1 and C2 are the constants which are independent of r. So if you are writing the theory, this formula is you have to mention, but no numericals are asked based on this particular formula. Okay, but you can still note it down. I want you to write this formula. So for multimode fiber, I was saying the word critical radius of curvature. See, fiber में bend तो होगा ही when I am laying down the fiber, but I have to maintain a certain radius of curvature beyond which the fiber will be subjected to more loss. So that critical radius of curvature for a multimode fiber is different. Okay, so it is RC, which is equal to 3n1 square lambda अपॉन, ये पूरा टर्म डिनोमिनेटर में है, 3n1 square lambda is in the numerator upon 4 pi. It is an empirical formula, no derivation, nothing is there in the book also. You have, this formula is directly given. So 3n1 square upon lambda. Please write down. Students usually forget this formula or write it in a different way. And then it's just you have to substitute the value in this and get the result. Okay, so 3n1 square lambda upon 4 pi 3/2 of n1 square minus n2 square. So n1 is the refractive index of the core. This is of the cladding. Lambda is the wavelength at which the light is propagating. So with this 3 parameters, you can calculate the radius of curvature for a multi-mode fiber. For a single mode fiber, the formula will be different. So I can reduce micro bending losses. So how I can reduce micro bending losses? By reducing or by designing the fiber with large relative refractive index difference, delta. Okay, and I can operate at the shortest wavelength. Okay, so these are the two ways in which I can reduce the macro bending losses. Now, second formula, the critical radius of curvature for a single mode fiber. Okay, so RCS single mode is 20 lambda upon 20 lambda upon n1 minus n2 raised to 3/2, and this part is in the numerator. This is not in the denominator. ये जो part है 20 lambda into is this. Into this is in the numerator, और denominator में सिर्फ n1 minus n2 raised to 3/2. Please write if there is still confusion. Numerator में 20 lambda into this term is there. Into ये जो पूरा term bracket में है वो है, और denominator में n1 minus n2 raised to 3/2. It is not n1 square minus n2 square raised to 3/2. It is n1 minus n2. This problems based on this numerical has been asked many times. The only thing is students forget that formula, but in the online mode, you have the benefit provided you use the right sources. Unfortunately, you don't do that because okay, now considering in detail about the bending loss, there are two types of bending loss. One is macroscopic bending loss and another is microscopic bending loss. So macroscopic bends have radii that are large compared with a fiber diameter. For example, such as those that occur when a fiber cable turns a corner. And microscopic bends are when the fiber is incorporated into the cable. तो जो मैक्रोस्कोपिक बेंडिंग लॉस के बारे में हम बात कर रहे हैं, इट इज व्हेन आई एम एक्चुअली लेइंग डाउन द फाइबर. ओके, एंड माइक्रोस्कोपिक बेंड जो है, it is, see, when I manufacture the fiber, I have the core cladding and then I put the elastic coating, and then we have seen that we have to cable the fiber. So I put it in a jacket, then I have so many fibers. If it is a multi-mode fiber, I have the strengthening members, the protection sleeves, okay, the sheet which protects from moisture and water. So many types of mechanism I do to protect the fiber. So in doing that, what happens is some scratches or some bends I myself put into the fiber. Remember, I had told you, if you are taking a chalk and you try to hold it in your fist tightly, ठीक है, मैं उसको अच्छा सा protection दूं, okay, you can see that the chalk, it breaks. Okay, because the chalk was very brittle and मैंने उसको इतना tightly पकड़ा कि वो टूट गया. So same thing happens with the fiber. In order to protect the fibers nicely, some bends or some scratches I am introducing into the fiber. So those I am calling it as microscopic bend. So macroscopic bend is when I'm actually laying down the fiber in the field, and microscopic bend actually happens in the lab when the fiber is cabled after fabricating. Okay, so macro bending, the light loss from the optical core due to macroscopic effects such as tight bends being induced in the fiber itself. And in micro bending, light loss from the optical core due to microscopic effect resulting from deformation and damage to the core cladding interface. Okay, so this is when I'm laying down the fiber, and this is the deformation that happens when I'm trying to protect the fiber. That is कि core cladding interface में कुछ तो structural deformation हो जाएगा, and you know little bit of anything that happens at the core cladding, the light escapes. So here the light will escape through radiation, and finally I am having loss of signal. Okay, so continuing with macro bend and micro bend. So all the points are covered in a different way in different slides. Okay, so as such a proper short note you can write. So macro bends have bends having a large radius of curvature relative to the fiber diameter. During installation, if the fibers are bent too sharply, macro bend losses will occur. So macro bend and micro bend are two very important loss mechanisms. See, when we were doing scattering loss, we had seen that since we have now sophisticated manufacturing techniques, so those impurities or moisture contents or ions present in the fiber are less. So it was very negligible, but I'm laying down the fiber, I'm protecting the fiber, I cannot avoid that situation. So the bending loss is one of the important contributor of the loss mechanism in a fiber. So microbends are small microscopic bends of the fiber axis that mainly occurs when the fiber is cabled. Microbend losses are caused by small discontinuities or imperfections in the fiber. I have highlighted some words throughout all my PPTs. Those are the keywords which should be present in your answers, or if you remember that for your exam, no need to search here and there. Uneven coating applications and improper cabling procedure increases the microbend loss. External forces are also a source of microbend loss. An external force deforms the cable jacket surrounding the fiber but only causes a small bend in the fiber. Microbend, it changes the path that propagating modes take up. See, many times you feel कि हाँ मैं वो cable को इतने नीचे क्यों मिट्टी में गाड़ रही हूँ. Okay, so that was some of the reasons you were giving me. That vehicle might go, somebody might step on the fiber, so we dig that much. Okay, it is one of the reason we dig, but by 6 meters exactly. The reason that I gave that time was कि rats and rodents try like that jelly which is present, loose filled buffer jacket हम usually prefer करते हैं. Okay, so 6 meter अंदर तक rats and rodents वो लोग ऊपर hole बनाएंगे, but they cannot go deep inside. उनका hole इतना बड़ा नहीं होगा. Only snakes can go that much deep, not the rats. Okay, so if I lay down the fiber inside also, I can prevent the bend. Just suppose I lay down a cable and you step inside on top of it. Definitely the fiber will be subjected to bend and some losses will be there. So that is one of the reason also we lay down the fiber inside the ground, or now in some countries they are laying on top also. Overhead fiber cables are also being laid, but in India we lay it on the ground. Okay, so this is one application. देखो हम लोग को लग रहा है सिर्फ loss ही है, so but this is one application where when I'm manufacturing a fiber sensor. Okay, so now latest technology that is developing is manufacturing of fiber sensors for various applications. Okay, so जैसे ही fiber के ऊपर bend हुआ क्या होता है, the light escapes. Okay, so at the output the power level decreases. So what I can do is I can use it in a weighing machine. Okay, so on that weighing machine, नीचे base में मैं पूरा fiber रखूंगी. And suppose I want to measure the weight of a truck. If you have seen the weigh bridges on the roads, okay, so the truck stands on top of it. So suppose उसके नीचे मैंने fiber रखा, तो क्या होगा? The light will be escaping from the fiber due to the bend, and the power meter at the outside will give you an indication. अच्छा पहले इतना power था, अभी इतना कम हो गया. So then you can calibrate that loss of power in terms of weight, and you can measure the weight of the truck. Like one of the group is making a sensor, fuel level or water level sensor. So suppose on the tank below, I put a fiber, okay, and then based on कि पानी कितना है वो tank में, that tank is exerting pressure on the fiber, okay, and that light which is lost. So either you measure the amount of light lost, or you measure the amount of power decrease when the weight is filled. So अगर मेरे पास एक fuel tank है and I want to see कितना level है fuel tank, कितना filled है, I can place, I can design, I can put a fiber sensor below it, and then based on the weight of the fuel in the tank, the light will escape or it will be there, and I can measure the power, and at that power I can calibrate in terms of the fuel. Okay, so there are number of applications where I can use this bending loss mechanism as one of the sensor. Like suppose I had done one internship in this fiber optic sensor. So what they were doing is, ये जो India Pakistan या India Bangladesh का जो border है, okay, so those militants they cross, वो infiltration जो बोलते हैं, they cross the border and they come. So how our army will know that somebody is crossing the border? पूरा time ऐसे आग फाड़ के तो देख नहीं सकते. Okay, some of them dig a tunnel inside the ground and they enter our area. So what they do is, ये जो border पे है, they lay down these fiber sensors. Okay, so remember vibration के वजह से भी light was lost. So what they do is, if some military vehicle is approaching that due to vibration, okay, or if somebody is stepping on the fiber, trying to dig a ground and then enter, because usually ऊपर वो wires रहते हैं जिसपे electric and all is flowing, so that nobody can enter. So what happens? They are using this fiber, they are laying down that fiber in various mechanism. Okay, so you can read it, it's a very interesting thing. And पूरा जो wire है उसपे पूरा fiber sensor होगा. So the moment anybody is approaching or anybody is stepping, okay, trying to cut is a totally different thing, loss of signal होगा, and then there will be an alarm. Okay, the power level decrease हो जाएगा, vibration sensors I can use fiber, and then our headquarter they'll come to know that yes, somebody is trying to cross that area. Okay, so in defense side, this loss, bending loss of fiber as a vibration sensor is very much used. Okay, so mechanism बहुत ही simple है, कोई complicated नहीं है. मेरे पास एक laser source इस side रहना चाहिए, उस side एक receiver है, and I'm just laying down the fibers, एक mesh बना के, just suppose your doormat. Okay, doormat you are making of fiber, okay, in various rows and columns. So if somebody is stepping on it, okay, the light will escape, and then at the receiver side you can measure that light the signal has reduced, and immediately when it reduces you can put an alarm. Okay, somebody has stepped, so an alarm in whatever text form. So that is up to the application, and you can build various applications using this fiber sensor, exploring the bending loss property of the fiber. So this is something which I have told you apart from whatever. So theory is there in the book. So micro bend loss. So here you can see some external force is there, and there is a deformity in the core cladding interface, and then it is lost. Some imperfections might be there during the manufacturing itself, and this is when it is in use, some external forces there. So that causes micro bending loss. Okay, so here I have the micro bending loss. So some modes they escape, and some power might be also coupled to the higher order mode. So these are the two diagrams from your book. So macro bending losses are normally produced by poor handling of the fiber, because then I'm laying down the fiber if I'm not doing it in a proper way. macro bending losses might arise. So poor reeling and mishandling during installation can create severe bending of the fiber, resulting in small but important localized loss. Large curvature radiation losses are known as macro bending loss. This is all I have told you. Micro bend, macro bend, I have told. Okay, suppose this is my fiber and fiber comes in a bunch. Okay, so don't think a fiber to drum में roll होके ही आता है. So no, this won't cause bending loss, because as I said, it has to be beyond, the bend has to be beyond a certain critical radius of curvature, because fiber is not straight. I get fiber or wires, if you see, I get in a circular roll or drum. Okay, so वो उसके वजह से bending loss नहीं होगा. Suppose ऐसा bend किया मैंने fiber while laying down. Here you can see this causes 1 dB loss. वापस और छोटा bend किया. Okay, so this causes 4 dB loss. उससे ज़्यादा भी bend करने जाओगे तो यहाँ पे loss होगा ही नहीं. The fiber will break. Okay, so now it is up to us when I am laying down the fiber how much bend I can put. Okay, so less the bend, less will be my losses. Okay, now making use of bending loss, which I was just saying, all those military use and all. So I can use it as a fiber optic pressure sensor, or I can use active fiber detector. Yes, this is also one of the reasons. So here, suppose I have the bare fiber, light source, and the light detector. The moment some pressure falls, the light will escape and there will be a reduced output power level. So I can calibrate this reduced power in terms of whatever parameter I want to measure. Then suppose I want to check. How do I check? I don't have, and suppose OTDR, and I want to check whether my fiber is active or not. So what I do, in this groove, I place a photocell. Okay, so suppose if the light is escaping through this fiber, the photocell will catch that. It will be active when it gets the light. Okay, so the moment the light escapes through this fiber, the photocell will sense it and it will raise an alarm. So then I come to know कि ये fiber active है because उससे light जा रहा है. So this temporarily I can do it to check an active fiber. Suppose if some fiber is not active, even if I put this kind of mechanism, no light will escape क्योंकि वो fiber में light है ही नहीं. So I will not get a beep. Okay, so I will come to know that that fiber is not working properly. Then I need to explore something else. This I can do when I don't have an OTDR to check my fiber. Okay, so I can use the bending loss property to check whether that fiber is active or not. So this was all about your bending loss. I'll just show you one video. That video is about bending loss, and the next loss, which is the dispersion loss. Okay, so dispersion loss I will take in tomorrow's class, but you see the video. After this video, we will be doing the numericals.
Guys, welcome to SkillLink. In one of our previous videos, we discussed absorption loss and scattering loss of optical fibers. The link is given in the description below. Today, we'll learn the other losses associated with optical fibers. No system is 100% efficient. For example, the incandescent bulbs where only a portion of its energy is converted into light, while the rest is wasted as heat energy. Having said that, optical fibers too are not 100% efficient and have some losses. So it's important that we recognize what could cause these losses in our optical fibers and try to minimize them as much as possible. So, continuing on from where we left off, the remaining three types of losses in optical fibers are dispersion losses, bending losses, and coupling losses. Let's start with dispersion loss. This loss occurs as the wave travels through the optical fiber. When a signal is sent through the cable, it has a higher amplitude, and when it is received at the other end, the amplitude decreases. This happens because the pulse broadens as it travels through the fiber. Dispersion loss can be divided into two types: intermodal dispersion and intramodal dispersion. First, we have intermodal dispersion. The light signal travels as groups of modes. When these pulses travel inside the optical fiber, they are delayed by different amounts. This results in the waves reaching the destination at different times. At the destination end, each of these pulses overlap because of the time delay and becomes indistinguishable. Intermodal dispersion is observed in multi-mode fibers. One way of avoiding intermodal dispersion is by using single-mode fibers. Next, we have intramodal dispersion. Intramodal dispersion occurs in all modes of fibers. Here, the dispersion is dependent upon the wavelength of the optical signal and the material of the optical fiber. As different signals have different wavelengths, they interact with the fiber refractive index differently. This leads to the signal to be bent by different angles inside the optical fiber, making the signal reach the receiver end at different times. This results in the pulse broadening of the signal. As the pulse broadens, it overlaps onto the other signal, causing loss in the information. Now let us learn about bending losses. Bending losses are also called radiative losses. From the name itself, you would have guessed that bending losses occur due to the bending of the optical fiber. Bending losses are also divided into two types: macro bending loss and micro bending loss. Let's look into each one of them individually. First, we have macro bending loss. Macro bending losses occur when the optical fiber is bent around the corners. This leads the ray to be reflected in such a way that it escapes the fiber and results in loss of signal. During installation, the cables are bent around the corners. To avoid loss of the signal, the manufacturer should specify the minimum angle by which the fiber can be bent. Typical bending radius is between 10 to 14 centimeters. Next, we have micro bending loss. During installation or fabrication of an optical fiber, the core may have some bumps on the fiber surface, which may lead to the fiber having some imperfections. When the optical signal strikes the surface, it is reflected out of the fiber, resulting in loss of optical signal. The bends on the optical fiber can be caused due to mechanical stresses during manufacture or due to temperature-induced dimensional changes in the fiber. Now let's move on to the final type of loss.
We'll see the coupling loss later on. Okay, so now we can start with the numericals. I'll dictate. So write down the question. Two-step index fiber exhibit the following parameters. In that, the first case, so two-step index fiber exhibit the following parameters. In that, the first one, a multimode fiber with a core refractive index, of 1.5 and relative refractive index difference of 3%. A multimode, I'm writing those who are not able to hear me, a multimode fiber with a core refractive index of 1.5 and a relative refractive index difference of 3% at an operating wavelength of 0.82 micrometer. This is my first case. Okay, two fibers. No, so first case is this one. The second one is 8 micrometer diameter. The second case is an 8 micrometer core diameter single mode fiber. This is single mode. An 8 micrometer core diameter single mode fiber with a core refractive index same as that of case A, means the same value. A single 8 micrometer core diameter single mode fiber with the core refractive index same as that of case A and a relative refractive index difference of, this is now 0.3%. And an operating wavelength of 1.55 micrometer. Again, I am reading out, I finished typing. Two-step index fiber exhibit the following parameter. Okay, so in that, the first case is a multimode fiber with a core refractive index of 1.5 and a relative refractive index difference of 3% and operating at a wavelength of 0.82 micrometer. Second case, an 8 micrometer core diameter single mode fiber with a core refractive index the same as that of case A and a relative refractive index difference of 0.3% operates at wavelength of 1.5 micrometer. Now what is the question is, estimate the critical radius of curvature. Estimate the critical radius of curvature at which large bending loss occurs for both the case. So one is the case of multimode step index fiber. The second one is the case of single mode step index fiber. So you have two formulas. You can do it. So quickly do it. I hope all of you could copy the question. You have the formulas? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now see, तुम्हारे जो formula है ना उसमें N2 दिया हुआ नहीं है. Okay, but in the question N1 and delta both are there. Okay, so delta is the relation between N1 and N2. Okay, so you have N1, you have delta, so you can find out N1, N2 from that. So you know the formula for delta is, for those who might have forgotten, delta is equal to N1 square minus N2 square upon N1 square. solve it and let me know the answer. And please do it. I don't want only few people to keep on answering. I want some other students to answer, not only the same ones. And please don't sit blank. Just two formulas है, उस formula में substitute करो, calculator का use हो जाएगा because students don't get the answer. This is, I think, 7th or 8th time I'm teaching this subject, and every year there is, when in class, some get another answer and very few
मैम
get the same answer. Yes.
मैम वो आरसी का फॉर्मूला में आरसी का यूनिट्स क्या है?
आरसी का यूनिट तो किस में आएगा बोलो? मीटर में आएगा ना, माइक्रोमीटर या नैनोमीटर, इट डिपेंड्स अपॉन व्हाट यू गेट. रेडियस का तो यूनिट मीटर में आता है ना.
मैम मल्टी मोड वाले में लैम्डा वगैरह नहीं है ना?
मल्टी मोड वगैरह में,
मल्टी मोड वाले में 3n1²/4 पाई वाला फॉर्मूला है ना?
हाँ.
तो मैम उसमें क्या यूनिट्स है? उसमें तो सिर्फ यही है, रिफ्रैक्टिव इंडेक्स है.
हाँ, लैम्डा है ना. You get a numerical value. रेडियस का यूनिट तो मीटर में आएगा, या सेंटीमीटर में नहीं लिखते हम लोग, मीटर में ही लिखते हैं ना. This is the formula for single mode. This is for multi mode. N2 that you are getting from delta and N1.
1.47.
How much?
1.47.
1.47. देखो, तुमको अगर वो फॉर्मूला अगर देखा ना तुमने, तो वो फॉर्मूला में मुझे N2 स्क्वायर चाहिए. Okay, I don't require N2, so you can just go one step behind तक you can stop, because delta का जो फॉर्मूला है N1 स्क्वायर minus N2 स्क्वायर upon N1 2 and N1 स्क्वायर. Okay, so you can keep N2 स्क्वायर directly. I hope you understood what I'm trying to say. डेल्टा के फॉर्मूला से जो हमें N2 मिल रहा है, okay, in that डेल्टा का फॉर्मूला I have N1 square minus n2 square. So you can put n2 square also instead of finding out सिर्फ n1 के लिए तुमको और एक स्टेप करना पड़ेगा, उसका स्क्वायर रूट लेना पड़ेगा, बट नो नीड बिकॉज मुझे n2 स्क्वायर ही चाहिए. So I had n2 square given as the value of n2 square, it comes out to be 2.115. From the formula of delta, I have been given delta and n1. So you have n1 square, you have lambda n1 square, now you know n2 square. So find out this value. n1 का तो कोई unit नहीं है, it's a ratio. So the unit only will be of lambda. Lambda का unit है given in terms of micrometer. So whether you get micro, milli, nano, radius का unit will be in terms of meter. We don't write in terms of centimeter or something. Now tell me what is this value you are getting. Yes, anybody who is getting? Ajita, Manas, Satyajit.
8.793 micrometer.
8.793 microsecond.
Micrometer.
Micrometer. Anybody else?
25.
24.58.
25.06.
क्या 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 वापस से बोलो.
25.06 micrometer.
85.06.
25.
25 नहीं.
25 micro.
देखो हाँ, सेम चीज, यही हर साल होता है, सेम चीज बट इतना सारा आंसर. One got, I'll write down the values, you tell me, so that you know what has happened. 25 point, वापस से बोलो.
25.06 micrometer.
25.06 micrometer. Check where you have gone wrong. Anybody else has another version of answers? I'm not telling whether this is right or this is right, but just see how much difference.
7.77.
Arju 7.77 micrometer. So micrometer सबका सेम आ रहा है, बाकी सब
25.11.
25.11 मतलब इसके साथ ही है. So किसी और का भी ये एक आंसर आया. Anybody else has any other answer? Manas?
25.1 micrometer.
Okay. Arka?
मैम 24.58 माइक्रोमीटर्स.
24.58 मतलब यही वाला.
Yes, ma'am.
मतलब नियर दिस वैल्यू 25 point. कॉस्ट तो अब्दुल, अंकित, ऋतिक, क्या आंसर आया? Shubhangi, what answer you got?
24.58.
24.58 मतलब इसके पास.
Ma'am, I got 24.19.
How much you got?
24.19. I think I have done some mistake.
Can you all please check it once again? The calculation, it's simple, but I don't know why you are not getting. Every year it happens. So it is not कि तुम्हारा बैच के साथ कुछ अलग हो रहा है. I am clearing it. I don't know what use of calculator you are doing. I have written, because you don't write this step usually, that is what is noticed. तुम लोग जैसे formula देखते हो calculator में enter करते हो and then there you go wrong. So I have done it in my simpler way. So I have written the value 3 into n1 square into lambda. Lambda is 0.82 into 10 raised to minus 6 upon 4 pi. I could not get the symbol right now. So 4 pi n1 square minus n2 square comes out to be 0.135 raised to 3 by 2. Numerator and denominator. So 10 raised to minus 6, you can keep it separate. That is micrometer में ही ले लेंगे and you try to solve it. Now see if you are getting.
Ma'am, what will be lambda c?
लैम्डा सी, हाँ लैम्डा सी क्या है वो पहले ये वाला खत्म करो फिर मैं बताती हूँ. लैम्डा सी कहाँ से आता है?
P number.
P number, yes. So lambda c is the cutoff wavelength, and for a single mode fiber, lambda c is 2.405. Okay, so lambda c is, the formula is 2 pi a n1 square root of 2 delta upon Vc, and Vc for single mode operation is 2.405. तो वो लेके तुमको पहले lambda c निकालना है. Yes, any answer for this one? तुम लोग तो चुप हो गए.
7.77 आ रहा है.
8.879.
8.87.
8.87.
Yes, yes, again. वापस से बोलो एक बार.
8.87.
8.87. Anybody near to the
Ma'am, 8.87 micro.
micro is there. Any other value? 25, 24 जो आ रहा था? No, nobody is around 24, 25. Yes, so this is the correct answer. 8.87 micrometer. In the book, it is given as 9 micrometer. So they have approximated it, but you can keep it 8.87 micrometer. Is this clear now? वो 24, 25 जिनको भी मिल रहा था, I hope you realized where you were doing a mistake. Now coming to the second part, RCS जो इसके बाद वाला है formula for a multimode operation. If you see, lambda is given, but I need to have the value of lambda c. So lambda c is the cutoff wavelength. So I'll get it from V number wala formula. So lambda c is given by, see I had told you कि first chapter का जो formula है वो throughout we will be using. So it is 2 pi a n1. A is the radius. I think the diameter is given to you in the formula upon square root of 2 delta. ये formula है. Divided by Vc. So Vc for a single mode operation. Okay, so Vc for a single mode operation is given as 2.405. So पहले lambda c calculate करो. So what is anybody getting lambda c? Sadanand, you're getting lambda c?
No, ma'am, I'm calculating.
Okay, calculate karo. Anybody?
1.21 micro.
1.21 micro. Yes, lambda c is 1.14 micrometer. So this is the value of lambda c. Now once you get that value of lambda c, then you put it over here. You solve it. I'll take the attendance meanwhile.